what's going on? Welcome to Teasing the NFL. I'm Daniel Saludo along with Andrew Chang here. We are wrapping up the review for, well, not wrapping up, but we're going to review last week's conference championship nightmare that we had.
Boy.
I'll let you go into a little more detail of it because you can't be knocking on wood because it's the same wood. This isn't even a real bar top.
I just want to go back in time and just stop myself.
Yeah, you're not the only one that wants to do that. Either, just to let you know, there are a lot of us that were thinking that we have a lot of regrets. I mean, and we didn't even. I don't know what's worse. I don't know what's worse is that either we failed miserably with Green Bay, or that you totally forgot about our bet on in the early game,
or I failed myself. Actually, no, because. I remember if we would have put that bet in, you would have lost
100. It would have been 200 instead of 100. Correct.
That's right.
So he saved me $100. So I do appreciate that.
And guess what? We lost anyway.
We lost
because I failed to listen to I failed to taste the soup I was making for the whole entire season. You know, I sprinkled a little doubt here. I sprinkled a little, just. Being, I forgot the word. The word's lost on me right now. But I made this soup about how overrated Aaron Rodgers is.
God.
And how we should not bet on the Packers. And that Aaron Rodgers should be in prison for how many bets he killed all this season.
He's definitely killed more bets for you than won bets for you. So I don't blame you at this point. But the number was too good. The number was too good. So do you got anything else you wanna?
About? Not only that, but Danny always makes a good point. So I said maybe I'll give Green Bay a chance. And then I was just like thinking, I was like, man, did I really say that in the video that I would go?
Yeah, you did.
I was just like,
yeah, you did. We have living proof of it.
I gave him two unanswered touchdowns, just about plus
about.
13.5.
13.5, correct.
And he was nowhere to be found.
Yeah, it was rough because it was. So I'll review. So 1 o'clock hits. He sends me the line, and I said, okay, yeah, this is what we're going with. We're going with KC -1, teasing KC to -1, and the line went up for Green Bay. So Green Bay got moved up to plus 8.5. So I said, we have to go. We have to get 2 touchdowns. Yeah, we have to get 2 touchdowns with Aaron Rodgers. This is like. I may not think he's going to win, but I think he's going to keep this within like a high single digit. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, this is a guarantee. Well, he forgot. He kind of forgot because he got a little busy. So he forgot the first part of the bet. So we missed the first game totally. And I was like, well, there goes the easy money in the first half of it because I knew it was going to happen.
For the first half, America. For the first half.
Okay, so then I have to text him and be like, oh God, do I really want to chase my bet? Do I really want to chase this? And I was like, you know what? I am going to go with the original analysis that I felt was good because I had said in both of these games in the conference championship that there wasn't going to be as much scoring, a few more field goals, and you keep it a little bit closer. So I was like, I'm comfortable going with Green Bay in the under 14.5. Green Bay, and then under 52.5. So I got it over 50, and man, the first quarter went off, and I was watching it here on the couch, and first quarter goes, I'm like, I think I texted you, I said, I think I'm just about done here after the first quarter.
Oh, about the Green Bay game?
Yeah, about the Green Bay
game.
Yeah. I was like, I'm just about done here. Because they're at this point, I don't even care about the over-under. They're not even going to cover their side of the teaser spread. So I was like, this is pretty much ridiculous.
Yeah, it was over before it started, I think.
It kind of felt like. I don't know what happened to him because, well, I know the first drive went well for them. They stopped San Francisco, and then they had a little
3-0. I was like,
I was like, oh, that's a really good 3-0.
I was like,
yeah, it's a different game.
That's totally different game right here. I was like, okay.
And they were driving. They didn't do well in the first drive. The second drive, they were driving, and then Rodgers had a miss snap with the center, and he fumbled the ball inside the red zone, I think, or inside the 30 zone.
Come on, man.
I was just like, are you kidding me, dude? You guys had all this moment. They started at like their own 11, and they got moving all the way up into near red zone or red zone territory, and they fumbled the ball. It's like, you guys just killed all of your momentum.
This is playoff football, man. It's
it was depressing. After a while, I just couldn't watch it. At certain points, I was thinking like, okay, the spread's going to cover, but now I have to worry about this stupid over/under. I guess worry about this stupid 52.5 under, and then once that got burned after halftime, I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm just gonna eat this, and then we're on to the Super Bowl. We're on to Miami, wherever the heck.
We're on to
it is.
Miami.
Yeah, it's in
We're
Miami.
on to Miami.
But we're not on to Miami yet. But so going over both games, we were both correct in going with KC. That was kind of a gimme. Now both sides of the teaser spread covered because KC easily covered because they won pretty well, but Tennessee got you up to 13, and that spread was covered. So
that was nice. So it took Tennessee.
It got over. Obviously, it was a little. There wasn't as much defense as I thought there was, especially since Tennessee twice had a lead at 10 points. So
that was scary too.
Yeah,
whoever had Tennessee was just like, woo!
I mean, a little bit, yeah. So it was a little frustrating to watch because basically in both games, the favorite won and the over hit. So my prediction of one of these games having all 4 teasers hit missed. This is the closest game. Both teasers hit for KC and Tennessee, but the over hit, the under missed. So.
And I got the over.
Yeah, he got both. You chose both overs because I went with the analysis that there was going to be a little more defense, less scoring, more field goals, less touchdowns that equals an under. So I missed on all that. So the totals now is I went 1-3 last week. He went 3-1, flipped it. So now the totals are I am 52-22 overall in individual teaser picks. Andrew is 51-23, so he's right below me on that. Now the problem is we set our no sweat bets, KC -1, Green Bay plus 13.5. Failed. Our betting, and then our even better thought of betting Green Bay plus 14.5 over 2 touchdowns, 2 extra points, and then under Green Bay 52.5 failed. So we're both 0-2 last week. Totals come to combined betting and no sweat bets. I am 10-8. Andrew is the opposite at 8-10.
You need some graphics there, but I don't want to show my terrible record.
This is one of the things, and I'd like to go into this discussion during the offseason, is, 52-22 sounds really great, but if you look at the actual bet that you put in at 10-8 for myself, that's a winning record, but this is proof that just because you can break down each individual game properly doesn't necessarily mean you have the best combination, and that's the goal of this channel, is to give you the best information for you to pick the best teaser. Not necessarily pick all the teasers all around, but you want to pick the best teasers combination that you think is going to be comfortable with. And we'll try and go over a little more of the analysis in the offseason. So yeah, Andrew's a little bit on the losing side right now. I'm also on the I personally am on the minus side now because the national championship and this. So we're going to have to...
Man, that was
tough.
It sure was.
So I still want my Super Bowl odds bet, man.
Oh, yeah.
I could have had him at plus 400, man. So mad. Because I have a feeling that they're going to win this. But we'll go over.
No, they're going to win this.
No, it's not going to be easy.
Oh, Danny, no. I already have my theories and predictions.
Well, we'll hold off. We'll talk about some of the theories and some of the predictions coming in a little bit. But right now, because...
Rounded up the Texans roster.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. Right.
I can't believe Bill O'Brien is still there, dude. That's so insane that he's still in the organization.
I can't believe I didn't get the job. I went to interview yesterday.
That's because you weren't able to throw as much BS as he does and make it make it feel digestible to the freaking owners.
Oh my God, they're sleeping together, man.
So there's no game this week, obviously, because the Super Bowl's next week. But there is a game.
There is?
Yeah.
The game that no one cares about?
Yeah, the Pro Bowl.
Great. We get to see my boy Lamar Jackson and Deshaun Watson just laugh it up and giggle and say, haha, look what we can do.
It's a game full of trick plays and dumb plays and ridiculous fun.
And they actually throw flags in the game, too.
Yeah, if there's an offside or a holding or something, or,
that's right.
illegal contact or whatever. But this game is actually bettable. A lot of books do have this game as bettable. So, I don't know if it's teasable. I didn't actually look.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's teasable, too.
I'm assuming it is. But just for the record, I'm going to say this now. I would not bet this game, personally, regardless of what they give me. Outside of, like, a ridiculous line, I can't bet this line. I just can't bet this game. It's an exhibition game, and you do not want to play
Don't they get a bonus?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they get a bonus.
I don't care, dude. Last season, like you had running backs playing cornerbacks. You had cornerbacks playing wide receiver. You had Ezekiel Elliott and Alvin Kamara playing on special teams. It's a ridiculous game. It's so hard to predict.
I don't know. Think AFC over teaser.
Well, I'll go to the line real quick. So the AFC is the favorite, slight favorite, -1.5. Your total is 50.5. So the NFC gets teased up to 7.5, and the AFC gets teased down over the 0 to -4 to +4.5. The over gets teased down to 44.5, and the under gets teased up to 56.5.
That's actually kind of high.
It's a little high in my opinion. And actually, if you look at last year's game, because it was raining.
Hawaii, right?
Yeah, something like that. The total was only, I think 36 or 38 because it was raining, and it possibly could rain again, but I don't know if that's really true. But I just want to hear if you have anything on this game, because I mean I love the Pro Bowl out of the stupidity that they have fun with it now. Like they just had the Pro Bowl Skills Challenge earlier today, and that was probably bettable too, but I didn't even look at it.
You know what I just saw, like kind of off topic, when Mitch Trubisky was trying to complete a pass last year's Pro Bowl, and that should have been
interception.
That should have been a clear in the skills test.
Oh God, he's terrible.
He was trying to throw it to a wide receiver.
I think Von Miller was better than him in the skills challenge.
Yeah, but anywho, if I have anything on this, just like Danny said, you just don't want to bet on these games because there's nothing riding.
It's an exhibition.
There's nothing riding.
They're gonna have fun. They're gonna mess around and trick plays out the ass and
goof around.
There's no linebackers don't blitz, so only the front four gets to the quarterback and all that. So they like to run fake punts, fake field goals, all that stuff. So that either means really high scoring or really low scoring. And last year was very low scoring.
I think Lamar will take two touchdowns. Well, he's gonna play maybe a quarter.
I don't know who the other quarterback is. It's Mahomes was the other Pro Bowl quarterback, but he's not gonna play anymore. So it's Jackson, it's Watson, and
Tannehill. Tannehill's in there. Oh, he's looking it up. I already know.
I actually have to look it up.
I already know Tannehill's in there. And on the NFC, you have Russell Wilson, Drew Brees, Kirk Cousins, and I don't know. I think that's it. But yeah, I think I was at work. I was watching the coverage on ESPN. It was already raining out there.
Hey, raining means under. Just saying.
Well, yeah, we've been wrong about that too. So
that's kind of true.
But yeah, I think. With all that being said, this is a game that you kind of don't need to bet on. I would not bet on this
Who is taking the place of Mahomes? Is it really Tannehill?
Yeah.
Oh my God! All right. I'll play along with you.
I don't know, but I saw his face in Miami, in the stadium practicing.
I'll buy it.
I don't know, but
Mahomes had a really good game last year, so that's why the AFC probably won. The other side of the AFC is Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, and Drew Brees.
Oh, Aaron Rodgers. Wait, hold on. Drew Brees. Oh, well, isn't Kirk? Yeah, Kirk Cousins in there too.
No, it's unless Brees decides not to play. Or Russell Wilson decided not to play.
I don't know. I saw him too. Maybe they're just alternates. Who knows? And
it could be.
Who cares?
This isn't a really bettable game, but I just like to throw it out there for people. But I mean, if I were to lean in this game, I guess you take the nice number of 7.5 for me, and you go with, if it rains, go with the under, 56.
Oof. I'm just saying, Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry on one team looks a little one-sided to me. So
that's really fair, but that doesn't mean they run the same game script. You know, they're gonna sit there. They love to air it out. They bunch of double reverse passes and RPOs and all that. So. That doesn't necessarily mean Henry's going to sit there and truck it. He's also not the only running back in the backfield.
And you know what? Guess what? When he starts running, I bet you none of those guys want to tackle that guy. It's like, let him have the touchdown. Like, okay, go. Like, it means nothing.
So was your prediction AFC over?
Yeah, my prediction is AFC over.
We'll hold those predictions, but that's this is not a no sweat bet. This is kind of a bet for fun.
Yeah,
You're not really gonna. Here's $1,000 play dollars of Monopoly money that I'll bet on this.
It's almost like when you were younger, you had like a pre-test to see what you knew, and it's like, oh yeah, I did great. Like I got a 90. Like can I just keep the score?
It's like doing the practice SAT. It's like doing a pre-SAT.
It's like you gotta do it.
And then you
again.
take the real SAT. You're like, okay, that was a lot different than what it was.
And side note, it's I don't know how Danny is about Houston sports, but it has definitely been a rough week for us.
We're not talking about that.
My God.
That's not important because this is teasing the NFL, not teasing the cheating Astros or.
What? First of all, everyone does it. All right.
Of course.
And not only
I'm
that,
not saying anything against it. It's a standard. It's
not only that, but
signals.
the Rockets looking to be the 7th seed, bro. We can't beat it.
I don't care as long as they make the playoffs. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, and get ousted by the Clippers or the Lakers in the first round.
Yeah. That would be terrible.
Fantastic. Terrible day.
Yeah.
Terrible week. For everyone.
It's all right. We're saving it for the Super Bowl, but it doesn't matter. We're saving it for the Super Bowl.
Squares? Are you doing any
No,
squares?
you're the one doing squares.
I
You're
love
$50 in
squares, man.
I hate squares.
Squares. Awesome.
squares.
Awesome way to make money, guys. Awesome.
So we'll move into the Super Bowl. Now, the opening line, the lines came out on Sunday after the games were finished, and the games opened up at, the line opened up at KC is the favorite -1, but the total started at 51. And the Sharps ate that up within 2 days. And that got moved up from, I didn't even see 52 in my following it. I saw 51, 51 and a half, and I saw 53. And then at the end of the week, I saw 54. By Thursday, I saw 54. And then today, the total line moved again to 54 and a half now. So now the spread, if you, depending on the book that you go to, you can also find KC -1.5. So if you like San Francisco, you can get them teased up over a touchdown, which is really nice. But the consensus right now is KC -1. The total is 54 or 54 and a half total. So your spread teaser gets moved. San Francisco up to +7, and right now Kansas City +5. The over gets teased. I'm going with the 54 and a half because that's the higher consensus. Your over gets teased up down to 48 and a half, and your under gets teased up to 60 and a half. 30 points each in that.
God, if there's anyone that could do it, it's those two teams, man.
And
even if they're playing against each other, I'm just.
And if you're gonna bet San Francisco, you can bet them on the money line straight up. It's $100 for 100, and then Kansas City is -120. But this is really interesting because this line will not move probably until Friday. I'm expecting, and a lot of sharps are expecting the analysis of this line will move come Saturday because actually let me rephrase that because it's 2 weeks ahead. There's a lot of people coming into Vegas this week that will probably bet on this game, but there's going to be a ton of action next Friday once the public comes in, and they're going to be betting like crazy. And there's a really good chance that they are going to bet San Francisco. That is the feeling that there's going to swing to San Francisco right now. Also, it's likely that the over is going to get bet more. So this line may move up 55, 56, possibly 57. KC, you may get KC San Francisco down to a pick'em. For all I know. But it's going to depend, but it's going to stay, it may move a little bit, but then it's going to shift slightly come Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then Thursday, once Friday hits, Saturday, this thing is going to move. The total will move, and the spread probably moves half a point, is my guess. So looking at the game right now, we take the analysis that we had from last week, looking at all the games. Where do you stand right now? If the game was being played this Sunday, not next Sunday, this coming Sunday.
Oh, if KC and San Fran was playing, who's at home?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter?
It's in Miami.
Then I'd still go KC.
I would agree with that. KC is really unstoppable. It really looks really, really good. The defense is solid. The biggest argument I have towards KC is this. San Francisco has been so far ahead in their games, they don't know what it's like to come back. Do you know how many passing attempts Jimmy G had last week?
Less than 10, America. Less than 10. Okay?
8.
This guy probably threw more in practice than he did in the game.
Yeah.
He was just like, hey, Mostert, here's the ball. That's the end zone.
220
I want you to go ahead and
yards.
take it in.
That's a Super Bowl. That's a playoff record. 220 yards. That was insane.
Mark my words, man. He's gonna be exposed during the Super Bowl. I think so.
It's a really curious case because to me, I see this game almost as a repeat of the Tennessee game, because if San Francisco can't keep up in the run game and KC starts to just boom, 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 San Francisco's in catch-up mode, and I don't know if Jimmy G can do it because Tannehill couldn't do it last week.
But that's Ryan Tannehill. Let's be
It's
Ryan
Ryan Tannehill, and his receiving core is not
the journeyman.
He's kind of a journeyman. You can call him that now. But I'm predicting KC to win this game already. That's already kind of a given. So the question is, what kind of scoring do you predict? Do you predict a lot of touchdowns? Do you predict kind of a grinder, a little more on the run game, and it might end up a little bit closer, or does KC kind of hold out, and then come the second half, Jimmy G's gonna have to throw a little bit more because now KC's got like a 9 or a 10-point lead. Then he's got to air it out a little bit more, and the strength of the KC defense is a little more in the secondary right now.
Yeah. I just feel that if they can somehow stop the run, if they can put a little pressure on Jimmy G, it's that team will crumble.
Yeah.
That team will crumble for sure.
I agree.
However, the San Francisco defense will give Patrick Mahomes a little bit of trouble. I think first of all, Nick Bosa, he's been playing out of his mind right now.
Heck yeah.
He's
a rookie.
He's a rookie.
A freaking rookie, excuse me.
And he has been going off. You also have Richard Sherman.
Sherman's been fantastic at corner.
And it is
number one wide receiver.
I always remember his Michael Crabtree interview.
God.
He's the best in the game. He's the best in the game right now. And he's obviously proving he made it. He's playing at this kind of level and going into the Super Bowl with this kind of hype. And not only do you look at that, but you look at these young teams. Only 2 players in KC have Super Bowl experience.
Who?
I have no idea. But on the flip side,
I can't think of any of them that do.
Exactly, right? Because they're all
Maybe
just
one of the lines.
they're all just brand spanking new. But there's 8 players with Super Bowl experience, if you can call it experience, going to the journey, what it's like, the hype.
Depends on who you are. Sherman obviously has been there.
Sherman
he did it at a high level.
Jimmy G. First of all, everyone kind of forgets that he played behind Tom Brady, and he already has para dos.
Was Sanders on the Broncos when they won? Was Emmanuel Sanders on the Broncos?
I think so.
I think so. Okay, so he's been there.
Yeah, but just like I'm not really thinking about San Fran because I'm thinking about KC.
Yeah.
And Danny's kind of been saying it for a couple weeks now.
I've been saying it since week 16. This is
Week
my
16.
Team. This is the team to beat. Period.
Yeah. Oh, dude. But the matchups look good. And
It's gonna be a great matchup. It's gonna be 2 good defenses. Let me rephrase it. It's gonna be a really, really good San Francisco defense against a really, really good KC offense. It's going to be a good KC defense taking on a good San Francisco offense. So it's a question. I kind of harken this question to the unstoppable force versus the immovable object.
Yeah. Okay. I like that comparison. Yeah. What I don't want to see, and I hope it doesn't pan out. Last year's Super Bowl looked good on paper too.
I disagree, but I didn't think it looked as good.
I mean, after first of all, it should have been, quote unquote, the Saints. Should have been the Saints.
Should have been the Saints.
Okay, let's put that out there. And the Patriots were just that close to not making it. And then guess what? His team, not the Steelers, America. Yeah. Kansas
City had a chance. They had their chance pre-overtime and in overtime, and they couldn't close it. But it was Mahomes' first year. It's a learning experience.
Yeah, and he's come back stronger. I think he's a little more experienced. He might not, he knows what it's like to be under pressure.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't think that he's under pressure. I think it's San Fran that's feeling the pressure right now.
Well, the pressure's going to be there regardless because, the pressure is on San Francisco because Jimmy G's they're both quarterbacks are kind of young guns, but the defense has been so good. It's like, oh man, they can stop anybody. Well, the opposite end of it is, man, Patrick Mahomes catching fire. The dude the dude scores like it's nothing. It's like he's not even trying.
He's got a lot of help too.
Yeah.
I mean, Travis
both
Kelce
sides have help, obviously. You can see if you cover Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill's open. If you cover Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce's open.
Yeah, but don't forget about my scrub, Sammy
Watkins.
Watkins. Sammy Watkins right there. He's gonna be the dog. I bet you he's gonna be like the James White of the Patriots that year.
Yeah.
He's gonna have 3 touchdowns. That's gonna be crazy. But you know, KC is just that bag of cats. Also, I think it's a little better story for KC. You know, these guys were close.
Well, for Andy Reid, it's a great story
Andy
for Andy Reid.
Yeah, dude. You know, he has a.
I'm a big Andy Reid fan.
He has a very special place in my heart, seeing that his Eagles were just always in it, you know, and he just somehow always fell short. The team self-destructed or something just happened. He, what's his famous excuse? Clock management. Clock management.
It's true. That's true for that Super Bowl.
By now, he knows the importance of clock management, and I think, you know, he'll be able to pull it off versus a very younger coaching staff in San Fran. But they've been doing everything right so far.
Shanahan's been really good figuring out what the strengths are of that offense and playing to it. He also has game planned very, very well for every team that they played so far. So right now, we are siding towards KC. He is siding more towards the over. I am siding more towards the under right now. Man, 60.5 points is a lot of points. I know you're going to look at me and be like, dude, it doesn't matter. And I get it. I totally get it. And, you know, at 48.5, I might be tempted to take the over. But I am, right now, the analysis that I've gone through and everything feels like this should be an under game. And it's also contrarian. That's the other thing. I like to be contrarian in some of these bets because I want to be against the people, because you have to remember that if Vegas takes a certain line, they think the public will go a certain way and they're going to make their money off the public versus what the sharps would do and those who are contrarian like myself. Because the goal of Vegas is to make money. Any book is going to try and make money. So as Vegas goes through and they're going to be like, well, let's think what the public's going to do here. And it's like, oh, if they really like San Francisco, if they really like this over, how far can the over get pushed before people get off of it?
Yeah, I think Vegas is always trying to squeeze out as much money as they can. And sometimes, I remember there would always be a Patriots and Steelers game. And that game, it doesn't matter what side you bet on. Patriots, Steelers, over, under. It would just be at that line, and the juice would just take on the juice, and so they're trying really hard. But I still think after all the public opinion, just like elections, man, public opinion, sharps, they're just gonna see all these numbers and say, okay, well, we have a majority of people just going at it for KC and the over. So let's see if we can do this and that.
Yep.
And ultimately, they're going to win, but I do like these lines. If it moves to pick 'em, like Danny says, I'll just be all over it.
Even better.
But in the value of this channel and the value of the bet, just having it by one, I'm not really so enticed. But seeing that the game is this big, it's just that little extra amount of comfort.
Yeah.
Also, with the Super Bowl, there are so many. First of all, there's so many bets going on. If you're already watching this channel, you've already got an idea of what you want. You probably are doing squares like me. You're probably going to a house party, getting ready, and then you're just lining up your bets.
Yeah.
You'll probably do a straight up bet. Say, hey, I like KC straight up. And because sometimes taking a teaser on this single game, it's
rough. It's rough because it's what we did last week, and we felt surefire on Green Bay. But we weren't exactly surefire on the total.
Right.
And totals are always going to be harder to predict.
It's almost like a toss-up, to be honest.
It is outside of a really good defensive game or a very rainy game, snowy game, or high wind game. Or if you get really ridiculous lines, like early in the season, you were all over KC overs because the lines weren't that good.
Oh, yeah.
So the KC overs were money. And I was with you on a couple of them.
Yeah, that and I remember when...
And New England overs.
Yeah, New England.
Well.
Oh, you love those New England overs.
Yeah, the Jets game.
Oh, my God.
The Jets game.
Well, we were actually kind of scared that it wouldn't...
It wouldn't get because the Jets didn't do anything.
Yeah, dude, it was awesome, though. And...
I relived the Cowboys-Giants game
How?
highlights. I was just looking at highlights. And
Oh.
I was like, oh my God, this is the game that.
Eli's retired, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
Eli has retired.
At an even record.
117 and 117. And I talked to you about that.
Yep.
In week 17, I said he's trying to get even.
They ain't gonna get better than this, America.
Nope.
They can't retire
He doesn't care.
mid-season.
He's got 2 Super Bowls, 2 Super
Oh,
Bowl
my
MVPs. He
God.
doesn't care. He's a Hall of Famer.
Thanks, Eli. Gave a ring to my boy David Carr, who's much
More
better.
like, thank you for not giving the Patriots 2 more rings.
Oh man,
Thank
dude.
you.
Yeah, I'm telling you, David Carr's got 2 rings on that guy.
So that's actually going to wrap it up for this week on Teasing the NFL. I mean, we've really only got the Pro Bowl. That's why this is a little bit short, and I just wanted to touch on it a little bit, give you guys a bit of a preview for the Super Bowl. But come next week, Teasing the NFL, Thursday, we're going to shoot this Thursday night again, Friday. As I said, as I've mentioned before, it's only one game, so we're going to go into other bets in the Super Bowl. Player props, we're going to do the first half. We're going to go to individual player props. Andrew, if he wants to have fun, he'll do things like the coin toss, the Gatorade color, the
over-under on the national anthem. That's a popular one.
Is somebody going to have a wardrobe malfunction?
First play is a fumble or a touchdown. Yeah,
there's all of them. I have some listed already, but the Superbook, the Westgate Superbook just released their player props about 2-3 hours ago, local time there. So that's all stuff that shows up on the board. So you can't even look at it on the app or anything. So I have to wait another couple days for it to happen. But other sites already have player props open already. I think MyBookie does, Bet365 does. OddsShark may have more links to it, but a lot of the player props are not out there or not at some of the good lines, but like there are some out there right now. But give the sports book another couple days and you'll be able to see all those. So I personally am going to go into things like touchdowns, yards, receptions, rushing totals, things like that. Andrew,
all the things that matter when you're
Andrew's
betting.
going to go over like the fun stuff.
Anything that's trivial makes no sense.
They have bets like, who's the first ad, which of these two is going to be the first ad? Is it going to be Budweiser or is it going to be
Pepsi,
something like that.
Yeah,
something like that.
Super Bowl commercials have gotten lame.
Is there going to be like a Marvel trailer or something? Just so many of those.
I'm ready for them.
Yeah, man, you better get ready for it, dude. Because I'm not doing your homework for you.
Lemon lime this year, dude. Lemon lime.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the cut Gatorade. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I read something that that if Tennessee had gotten to the Super Bowl, they prefer the lemon lime Gatorade, so that would have been the Gatorade bath.
I'm telling you.
I think KC prefers the
orange.
purple.
The orange. Oh, the perp.
I think they're purple.
Ooh.
I think San Francisco's orange. I could be backwards, but it's somewhere in there. But I don't care.
Until it makes you money, you don't care. Man, we need to get you. We need to get you that gambling addiction, man. How many websites did you list off?
I listed off three or four. I mean, that includes the Westgate. But that's because I was just looking to preview. I wanted to see if I could find some of the lines. I have a couple of them. For example, right now the lines at MyBookie are, do you think Mahomes is going to pass? The over/under on passing yards on Patrick Mahomes is 304.5 over/under, and the juice on that's 113.
Ooh, damn.
So that's just what I found real quick.
Someone's doing the homework. He's been in the library, ladies and gentlemen. He's been in the library.
I've had to look things up. You've got like over/under 4 receptions for Sammy Watkins.
Oof.
That is, I think that's even money or standard juice 110.
That's over.
Yeah. I don't know about that,
That's
dude.
over.
I don't know.
He's gonna be.
I don't know.
Dude,
It's gonna be rough going, but I mean, those are just
some
examples of prayer props.
It's gonna light it up.
So we're gonna break down all of the movement there. We're gonna do the spread, the total. We're gonna do the first half, and we're gonna do all the main player props that I feel are important. He's gonna do most of the fun ones. Too bad we can't do second half, obviously, but I hate half bets anyways.
Yeah, second half are like a touch and go situation. You know what? I'm just gonna call it. Second half will probably be over under around. I want to say 23.
What if it's a low scoring game though?
It doesn't matter.
Okay. All right.
It doesn't matter. Well, I don't think it matters, but Vegas, they love doing that. I think,
Of course.
like
Well, it's
23.
the angle that they can get the money.
Yeah,
So,
23 for the over/under, I think is a pretty good number for them, especially with these two teams. And then it just might be, depending on who's in the lead, if it's close, you could probably see a pick 'em too.
Yeah. Well, that happens a lot is you'll end up seeing a pick 'em.
Yeah.
But until next week, for Andrew Chang here, I'm Daniel Saludo. Don't forget to, if you want to have some fun with the Pro Bowl, go for it. I don't recommend it personally, but until then, keep your bets up. Keep an eye out for the lines coming out in the next couple days, and then we'll update you come Thursday. But until then, don't forget to be a tease.